Hi, James. In the past, you've shared a table of past Bitcoin cycles by monthly gains and losses. Generally, the year following the halving is where most of the gains happen. Could you explain why you expect only a gain of 50% from where we are now? The gains in 2024 are really a modest amount. And I was under the impression the stock market and Bitcoin will rally in 2025 as a result of the rate cuts. Would be good to understand your bearishness. So this is part of everybody thinking I'm bearish. No, I'm realistic. And I like to sandbag stuff too. You know, we could kick off in a big way and we'll talk about all the data. Thank you, DBF. 4:30 and Kieran McDonnell out there. So let's talk about the market. And this is all the good stuff that I see. But we'll also take some perspective as to how far we have come in such a short window of time. First of all, I do believe we are 2/3 the way through the bull run, okay, from a timeline perspective. Also, it could be even more egregious from a returns perspective. We'll break that down in a second. It's 9 months since the halving, correct. Institutional adoption is on fire. We had a massive day for the ETFs on Friday. MicroStrategy bought 1.6 years of Bitcoin supply in just months, and the miners are not selling, they're stacking. Sovereigns are coming. If they're not already here, more are coming. Regulatory clarity is also coming. More rate cuts, correct, are coming. And potential 40% chance of a US strategic Bitcoin reserve. But despite all that crazy goodness, I believe most of the gains are probably in. Remember, markets normally are forward-looking. They don't need to wait for these things to happen, for the impact to happen. But let's talk about this. I did do a video which was all my 2025 Bitcoin price predictions. Did that January 1st. Check it out or just search for it. You pop it up. You probably saw it already anyway. That's probably where this question came from. And let's look at this. So I analyzed there's about 30 different analysts' price targets for 2025. And here you've got the average of all. Target is 192,000. The average from the experts is 206,000. And the average from the platform is 114,000. If you add all them together and create an average of the averages across all these different categories of experts, you get to about $171,000, which is incredible. Absolutely incredible. In fact, it's higher than I believe we could go, despite all the goodness. And remember, if the long-term holders do not sell, and there's a supply crunch, we go straight to $250,000. But I'm not assuming that will happen, okay? Because I don't want people to come back and say, you said we're going to $250,000 and we already got to 200,000. Not the way I work. Now, based on the model, bull run status. Okay, this is key here, everybody. And it's as if, no offense, it's as if some people just came to the market in December 2024 and then they got their butts handed to them. And before that, they weren't in. So that's kind of the sentiment I felt actually happened after having the most incredible 2023 and 2024. I mean, way beyond my expectations. But let's look at where we are in the bull run status so far. We're up 500% from the bottom. Okay, bottom is 15.5. And we have the halving. Yes, that happened. We chopped sideways for a long time. We had that floor and we had the roof. And then we broke out due to a number of different factors, like the 42 billion plan from MicroStrategy, which basically will buy up all of the Bitcoin for the next couple of years. And that's on top of the ETFs. And that's on top of things like strategic Bitcoin reserves. And that's on top of a new incumbent president. All of this is good stuff for the space. Now let's analyze this. Okay, we're up 5x from the bottom. And going up another 5x from where we are now would take us to $584,000. And that's not going to happen this run. And as I say, most of the gains are in. Now, I'm the guy throwing the wet blanket on everybody. Sorry about that. But I'm going to say again, and you always hear me say, get in early, get in hard. People are annoyed about hearing that. But it's so important in investing. Let me illustrate why. If you're buying at 15.5 and it goes to 100K, you get a 6x. If you're buying at 100K and it goes to 200K, which is a super stretch goal, by the way, I don't believe. If we do, prove me wrong, I'll be very happy. That's only a 2x. But if you buy in at 15,500 and we go to 200K, that's a 13x. To put this in perspective, okay? Remember, risk reward. The earlier you invest, the more potential reward there is for the same amount of risk. Okay? These returns compound. The compound effect over larger price movements is staggering. A chart of what that means, again, buying at 15.5 goes to 100K is a 6x. Buying at 15.5 going to 200K is a 13x. And buying at 100K going to 200K is a 2x. Which one do you want, ladies and gentlemen? Drop a comment below. The 13 looks pretty good. It's a lucky number too. But again, all the action happens in the bear market. Now, looking at my price targets, and I'm not bearish, I'm just realistic. Okay, we've done a 5x, 6x, whatever you want to call it. Are we going to do another one? No, not at all. In fact, the Lila model prediction, massive bull target per me, 155K, that's level 10. Possible $142,000 level 9, yeah. 121K, I believe, is very achievable. Level 8, that's where I would put my money on. Very high probability we get to level 8, 121K. And, oh my God, by the way, if I'm wrong and we go to 250K because of the supply crunch, which is a percentage chance of that happening, I'd be very happy to be wrong. But we'll watch it very carefully. So that's kind of where we are. And that is, you know, remember, we're year 3 into the bull run right now, 2025. It could end Q3 of this year. We're talking August, September timeframe. Maybe earlier, because everything this season has been happening earlier. The pre-halving run happened earlier. ETFs happened. But if a sovereign's go into high gear, if the treasuries continue, if Sailor continues, if the ETFs continue, we could easily see 200,000. And I'll be very happy to be proven wrong. But I don't want people to be disappointed and jump in now and expect a 5x at 100K when it's highly unlikely. Anywho, on with the story. I hope that helps. And I'm not bearish. I mean, people said I was the very bullish guy for the last 2 years. And now you begin to take the foot a bit off the gas as we go forward.